What is up, YouTube? This is Christian, Professional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. Yesterday, we looked at and reviewed two knives that I bought at the store while I was out. And one of them absolutely knocked my hat in the creek. It was far more than I ever could have imagined and expected, especially for its price point. It was the Buck 461 Advance. With its carbon fiber inserts and aluminum handles, dual thumb studs, the action on this thing, overall, it was far more than I would have expected for the amount that I paid for it. I went back and looked at the comments. Many other people felt the same way about it. I even found a couple of people that had the knife and they spoke highly of it as well. So it got me thinking, what other knives have I looked at and reviewed, whether it be before this channel or during this channel, have I looked at and reviewed that I was overall impressed beyond what I expected? I was expecting one thing, but I got far more than what I bargained for. What knives have I looked at that have blown me away? And that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we talk about a single knife, I want to welcome anybody that's stopping by my channel for the very first time. If you've recently found me through the algorithm or popped up on your feed and you're checking me out, I want to say thank you, welcome to my channel, and I appreciate your time. Hopefully you like what you see, because we talk about knives and EDC almost every single day on this channel. Now, because you're new, you don't know this, but I'm going to fill you in. We've got a massive giveaway going on right now. On March the 3rd, 2025, we're going to go live. And during that live stream, we're going to give a $200 budget away that one lucky person gets to use to go to any online knife or EDC retailer like Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Blade HQ, Big Idea Design, places like that, and buy a knife or knives or EDC items up to $200 in value. It's on me as a way of saying thank you to the community for all their kind words and support. Now, you might want to know how you get involved in this, how you be a part of this giveaway. Well, that's easy. That's simple. First of all, I would ask that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. That helps me grow. It helps me reach more people, share my knives with more people, but also share this opportunity with more people as well. Then, on my channel, and you're already there, go and find the video that says Huge Knife Budget Giveaway. And you leave one comment, and you're in. That's it. One comment, and you're in. And on March the 3rd of 2025, when we go live, we're going to use a random comment generator to pick one of those comments, and that person is the lucky winner. Now, do you have to be live or present in the live stream? No, you do not. If your name is called, you're the winner. The person that won the last $200 giveaway was not in our live stream, and he got to pick out some amazing knives. Now, I want to say, though, we will have a separate giveaway and a few knives to give away to the people who are in the live stream. So you might want to think about being present if you can, but there's no requirements for that. So again, please, I ask, for me, if you would, be so kind as to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and then go to Huge Knife Budget Giveaway and leave one comment, and you are in. So guys, listen. Yesterday, that Buck Advance, I mean, all night long, I was thinking about it, I was playing with it, I was looking at it. I just couldn't believe how nice it was for that daggone little money. I mean, it was less than 40 bucks and I got all that. And sure enough, in the comments, people were talking about how nice it looked, the quality, they didn't expect it. They couldn't find it online. I tried to find a little bit about it everywhere that I could, and I'm telling you, this thing is awesome. So it got me thinking, what knives have we looked at together, or before I even started the channel, what knives just absolutely blew me away? It beyond blew my expectations away. Now that goes both ways. Like, I'll give you an example. The mini Boker Chavez collaboration mini Rendencian, I did not really look at the descriptions that well and pay attention to how small it was. So when it got there, I was kind of bummed by how fifth pocket carry small it is. Now, it's still an amazing knife and I love it and I'm glad to have it, but I did expect more. And other knives I've opened up, like the Elementum, I completely expected more. The Deca, I completely expected more for the price point. But there's the positive examples as well. And we're only talking about the positive examples today. Each one of these knives, we're going to go over 10 knives. And we're not going to talk about specs on them, the lengths, the weight, nothing. I'm just going to give a real quick example of why these things blew me away. What about them was more than I expected. And at the very end, I've got one knife that I'm going to add on that I absolutely love. I do not EDC this knife, but man, it has absolutely beyond blown away my expectations. And I'm going to share it with you as well. So it's like a little icing on the cake, just a little extra. Okay, so right now, and we've talked about them a lot. The Iridium and the Bel Air, man, those knives are getting their flowers for a reason. They're excellent EDC knives. Kershaw has hit home runs with those two knives. They deserve all their praise and all the attention they're getting. But Kershaw has another knife that I've recently discovered. I bought it at Cabela's when I was looking for knives to do a review on, to have content. I shared this knife on this video, on these videos, and I've even talked about it a few times, how amazing this knife is. Yeah, I highly, highly recommend it. And it's the Kershaw Layup. I'm telling you what, guys. Now, it's not in the level of the Iridium or the Bel Air, but this knife, I recommend it so highly. It is so awesome. The ergonomics, I really like the straight lines and no finger grooves and stuff like that, because it's more universally fitting for hands. You might have a smaller hand or a larger hand or different size fingers, and when you take out the finger grooves and you just have this very generic type of ergonomics, it fits more people's hands, and it fits comfortably. It's a good size handle, so my fingers aren't fighting over space. It's a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, ambidextrous, left hand or right handed. It's only tip up. It's got a great crossbar lock. Now this is assisted, spring assisted, so it's got, you know, good action, really good action. It's a big chunk of D2 steel. The grind is flat with a swedge on top, this drop point blade. I mean, this thing is gorgeous. It's good looking. It's got the stone washed edge or blade. It's got jimping on the top, which is pretty aggressive. It's not as aggressive as I like. The only thing I don't like about the jimping is it doesn't go very far. There's a very short little stretch of them. I wish that they had stretched it out a little bit and gave me more, but it is what it is. I'll take it. Complaining about it or not liking it ain't going to change it. It's got what it's got, so I deal with it. All in all, excellent knife. I love this knife. You can get them on sale for around $50 to $55. I think I paid $60 for it. For budget knives, for EDC purposes, it's hard to beat this knife. There are other knives that are in that price range that might have something about them, like they might have a better blade steel or better handle materials or one thing or another. Just the overall fit and finish of this knife, the ergonomics, the D2 blade steel, the grind and geometry, just a total package. Kershaw really did well with this. I recommend this knife very, very highly. If you want a good budget level EDC knife that's a good box cutter, just a good cutter in general, food prep, whatever, it doesn't matter what you put this thing through, it can handle it. Again, D2 steel, excellent thumb flipper that has jimping on it, so you good action. Love that knife. Love that knife. Now this next knife, I knew it was going to be good because it was one of the top knives of 2024, so I knew it was going to be good, and let me tell you, this right here, the QSP Vault. Now when I unboxed this, I unboxed it right before the Raccoon, and I loved this thing. I was blown away by it, but then I unboxed the Raccoon, and we all know the Raccoon is the Raccoon. So the Raccoon stole the show that day. But all night long, I kept coming back to this knife. There was something about it that kept pulling me back, and then I started fooling with it more. I started carrying it. I started handling it. I started cutting with it, just playing with it, and it just absolutely won me over. This knife, you really got to hold it. You got to feel it. You got to experience it to understand how nice the Vault is. It's got micarta handles with aluminum bolsters. Again, another crossbar lock with excellent action. D2, listen at me. I said D2. Dual thumb studs. Excellent action. Excellent action with those dual thumb studs. Look at that grind on that blade. Look at that. You want to talk about hair popping sharp razor blade with a geometry for slicing away. This knife right here can do it. Excellent jimping that does go farther down the blade, so I do have that amount of jimping that I like. It's got a reversible pocket clip that goes left-handed or right-handed, and it goes through the top, not through the handles on the side. By the way, caveat really quick, somebody asked me, hey, will you please explain what you mean by reversible pocket clip, ambidextrous, tip up, tip down? All right. I understand when I was brand new, things like that confused me as well. No shame in that. there's a lot of things that I got confused about, and I had to do the research. So I'm going to address that question in a future video. Tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to do an overall ask and answer video where I take a lot of questions that have been asked to me over the last couple weeks, and I answer them in a video. And I will address that, I promise. But I've got too many knives right now to go through to do that. But this knife is a slicer. Feels good in the hand, good size, good jimping. Now, here's the thing. This knife has a look to it. It's not a gentleman's knife. It's not. But let me tell you, it looks so classy and elegant that you could wear a suit or a sports coat with this knife in it, and it's not going to look out of place. You know, a tactical knife or a bushcraft knife, you can't do that. This knife you can. Now this knife though also has a look to where you can put a pair of jeans on and take it to the machine shop. You can take it to a work at a factory. You can do whatever you want. It's got a lot of universal appeal. The QSP Vault is a fantastic knife. Now this is like more like $80 to $90. You can get them on sale a little bit, but this is an excellent knife. I highly recommend, and you guys have got to check out the QSP Vault. The grind and the cutting geometry on this alone makes it stand out more than I can stress. If you guys can hear my washing machine in the background, I apologize. Again, I am a professional dad for a reason. 4 little boys, full time, all the time. It's hard to raise them, you know, and I got a lot of laundry to do. So I got to do it when I can also, and right now is one of those times. All right, the next knife is this right here, the Polestar. You know, the Tenacious is always the king when you're talking about Spyderco budget knives. The Tenacious is it. ACR, textured black G10 handles, a 4-position pocket clip, all the things that we love about Spyderco, the Spidey hole, all the different things, but it comes in at the price point that it comes in at, what, 65, 70 bucks? So everybody loves the Tenacious, and I knew about the Polestar, but I never checked it out, and I mean, I knew about it and stuff, but I never got it. And somebody was like, hey, you need to check out the Polestar. I thought about it before, but I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. Let's check it out. And let me tell you, I'm so glad that they said that and I took them up on it, because this knife is awesome. The feel in the hand, it has more of it just feels better in the hand than the Tenacious does. The Tenacious feels a little bit more rugged, a little bit more sturdy, but it's not. This has got full steel liners the whole way. It's got BD 1N steel, so it's a step up big time from that 8CR. It's still got that cradle right there with that jimping for your thumb. You still got that typical Spyderco blade shape with the spider hole. An excellent edge profile with the good cutting belly. Liner lock, 4-position pocket clip, left hand, right hand, tip up, tip down. All in all, just an excellent knife. Now here's the thing. Those who know Carry Spyderco, is one of my good friends on here would say, and he is 100% right. Those who know Carry Spyderco, there's no doubt about it. And if you are a budget buyer and you love Spyderco, there's one knife you're going to go with above all the other ones. There's a lot you're going to go with, but there's one above all, and that's the Tenacious. I would recommend, though, you know, if you've got a Tenacious and you're thinking about getting a second one or just another Spyderco in general, maybe save another week or two and put another 20, 30 bucks in it to get this Polestar, because I'm telling you, you're going to absolutely love this knife. This knife can do anything it gives you everything that you expect from a Spyderco, especially from the Spyderco Tenacious, but just a step up in the quality as far as the blade material, and a little bit better ergonomic feel in the handle. It feels better in the hand than the Tenacious does. It does have a better feel in the hand, and you get a little bit better blade steel. But you still got all the wonderful things, the sliciness, the good point, the length of the blade, the Spyderco name. You get all those wonderful things that you expect with Spyderco with this Polestar. It's an excellent knife. I highly recommend it. Now, this next knife, I love this knife. The design alone, the shape, the profile alone makes this knife a standout knife, and it is the Tenable Nest Street. This knife is a superstar. It feels so good in the hand. It's big enough to where you have overhang at the end of my big beefy fingers, so they're not fighting over space. It's got a one position pocket clip. It's not reversible, so it's a right-handed tip-up only carry, but I'm left-handed. I just have to deal with the right-handed pocket clip. That's okay. I'll deal with it. The knife is worth it. It does have a finger twirl with this contouring right here, so it fits in your finger really well. Look at this knife. It's got a good cradle for your thumb right there. All in all, excellent profile, excellent design. Another knife that has a flat grind with excellent geometry, a good point. You can slice with it. This is a slicer. Another one that's razor hair popping sharp. An excellent slicer, excellent EDC knife. You can food prep with this thing all day long, and it's just going to keep going. Now this is in 14C28 in blade steel, so it's got a really good blade steel. All in all, it's a budget lock, so it's extremely fidgety. Dual thumb studs, very, very fidgety. The action is insane, out of this world good. Full liners, steel liners, all the way around. This knife is insanely good. I love this knife. Fidgety as all get out. The design, the ergonomics, everything. This knife is another winner. It's another home run superstar by Tenable. I highly recommend it. The Tenable Nest Street. If you don't know, check them out. Get one for yourself. You're gonna love it. I promise you, you're gonna love this knife. You're gonna absolutely love it. Man, that washing machine is so loud. It is right in the other room, so I apologize, guys. This next knife is a step up in price a little bit. It is a step up in price a little bit, not much. Let me see what this next knife runs. Yeah, okay. So this knife is $93. It's the Kubey Variant, and I'm not surprised by the quality because Kubey makes such good stuff. Kubey's quality, their QC is just next level. They are so on top of it. Excellent warranties, but this knife I just was not expecting to love it as much as I did. When I saw the picture online, I saw the picture and it was a Kubey, so I wanted it. It was a little different than the other Kubeys that I had, so I wanted it. I just wanted to add it to my collection, and I like Kubey, so I wanted to have more options for Kubey to show people and to review. So a lot of it was for that purpose. I had no idea. The picture is one thing, having it in your hands is a total another. Let me tell you, that jimping is so super aggressive right there. I mean, it's deep. The jimping is so deep, so deep. It's got this Warncliffe style knife blade right here. It's got a good flat grind. Now, this doesn't have the geometry to be like a really good slicer, but it's got the geometry to be one heck of a cutter. I mean, this thing is an excellent EDC knife. It's a little bit shorter handle, so it does have a little bit of that 3.5 finger feel for me, but it's a dual pocket clip, left hand or right handed, tip up only. This is a liner lock. It does have full steel liners with this spacer right there, that textured spacer. Now the action is by this thumb hole right here, and the action is so smooth. You guys know me, you watch my videos, I'm not good with thumb holes. I can with this. The action is that good. I mean, look at that fall. This action is phenomenal. I knew I was gonna like it because it was Kubey. I did not know how much I would like this thing. Look at the brass hardware. Look at that. I mean, this knife is excellent. Guys, it's $93 in, oops, sorry. My finger was catching it. It's $93 in this configuration. I did it again. $93, and it's an amazing $93. You can get them on sale a little bit, and you know, is it the QB tidiest? No, it's not. There's several QBs like the Bravo 1 and stuff like that I like much better, but this knife, just because of the look in the picture, I did not expect to like it like I do. It is an excellent, this blue jean style micarta right here, I mean, it looks great, feels great. The way it pops in hand, it looks better in person than it does on camera. That brass along with that blue, man, along with that stonewash blade, all in all, I'm getting tongue-tied now. I mean, this knife is excellent, guys. I highly recommend it. These next two knives I'm going to show together because they're so close in each other. When you see them, they're going to be like, those are almost the same exact knives. And you're going to see, I mean, if I like one, I'm definitely going to like the other. And gosh, it's the Vosteed Polestar and the Bestech Slasher. Look at these two knives. Look at them. Look at how close those are. One's got dual thumb studs, one's got a thumb disc, one's got a little bit different contoured, textured micarta handles, where the other one's textures or the contouring is a little different. One's got a wire pocket clip where the other one doesn't. Both of them are reversible, left-handed or right-handed, tip up only. Both of them have crossbar locks. Both of them have the same style sheep's foot, reverse tonto, tip, whatever you want to call them. Now the top of the edge blades are a little different. This has got a swedge, this little flat spot right here for your thumb, little bit different shape on the edge or the blade, little bit different shape. But this one still got a nice swedge up at the top, and Bestech is awesome. Bestech is awesome. Both of these, they're about the same length. They're about the same everything. I mean, these things are so close. And they are amazing, amazing knives. These are slicing machines. I have sliced a lot. I've cut a lot. Just checking them out. And I'm telling you, razor blade sharp, easy to sharpen. Here's some differences. The trying to think what else the other difference was that I was trying to think of a while ago. I can't remember what the other, there was another difference about these. I know the price is a little bit different, but like the Bestech, for instance, the Bestech Slasher, it's got D2 steel. Nothing wrong with that. D2, it's not a super steel, not a premium steel, not a crucible steel, nothing like that. But D2, we know what we're getting with D2. That's a good chunk of D2 right there. This has got 14C28N blade steel. So that's really good. That Sandvik Swedish steel, that's really good. Now here's the deal. Oh, that's what it was. The action. The action is really close, but I have to give the action for sure to the Vosteed. The Vosteed is just a little bit snappier. Now this one is snappy too, but the Vosteed beats it out just a little bit. The Vosteed beats the Bestechman in action, but the Bestechman feels better in the hand. These sharp lines are a little bit more sharp and hot spotty in your hands, where this is more smooth and comforting in the grip. But all in all, both excellent knives. I love them both. They're really, really close. I was not expecting to like either one of them as much as I did, and when I liked one, I knew I was going to like the other one when I opened it up because it looked so much. And again, crossbar locks, they're very similar, very, very similar. Now this next knife is a Vosteed as well, and man, oh man, this knife is nice. It is a front flipper that I'm not good with. It is the Vosteed Thorton with blue and black G10. It's got a right-handed only tip up carry pocket clip. It's got dual thumb studs. It is a button lock, so the action is crazy good on those dual thumb studs. It's not wanting to drop on me there. Sketching a little bit now. Excellent action, excellent. Jimping on top, or the jimping on top is, look how far that jimping on top goes. I mean, that jimping goes pretty far down the blade. An excellent swedge. Another, what would you call this? A sheep's foot style blade. Just another flat grind, a really sharp slicer. Now this geometry is a little bit more for slicing than the last two. Just all in all better. Feels great in the hand. Another big one, so it does have enough room for all four of my fingers. They're not fighting over space. Just a great knife. I highly recommend this knife. It just bit the heck out of me. Now, one thing that I do not like is the front flipper on this. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of front flippers. I'm just not. And this front flipper gives me a lot of problems. I don't know why. I've gotten a lot better with front flippers, but this one not so much. But the Thorton, it's a beautiful knife. It looks great. It's a EDC carrier's dream. I mean, talk box cutting, food prep, just general EDC purposes and stuff. It's going to take care of them. You can get them in different colors. I like the black and blue. The button lock, again, fidgety. You know, just a nice knife. A nice knife. Now, I can't remember what this Thorton cost, and it got me. I do that all the time on these videos. I'm always biting myself on these knives. But can't remember what the Thornton's running right now. I have to check and get back to you guys on that. But it's not very much. I think it's like 60 bucks, 60, 70 bucks tops. Might even be a little bit cheaper than that. And man, is it worth it. I love this knife. Now this next knife, another Bestech. This knife is a flat out home run, ball game's over, grand slam, and it's the Grandus. I've shown this a few times because I like it so much. That is such a massive chunk of D2 steel right there. Look at that swedge that goes the full length of the blade. Now this has a spear point type of blade to it, but look at that belly, how much cutting edge you've got right there. Talk about slicing capabilities. This textured G10, the texturing is a little aggressive, but I like it. The thick steel liners that go the full length of the blade, and you've got that thick steel spacer right there. You've got a really cool skull crusher, window breaker, walnut crusher, whatever you want to call them, little lanyard hole right there. It is a liner lock. You got a big, huge thumb flipper there. Now there's no jimping on the thumb flipper, but let me tell you, you don't need it because it's so big, you're not slipping off that thing. That action is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, this thing is just sweet. Sweet. Look how big that blade is. This is a huge knife. I knew that I would like it. Now the jimping is one thing I don't like. The jimping is very short. There's not very much. There's only like 4 or 5 little lines there. And it's just, you barely feel them at all. So the jimping stinks on it, but it is what it is. But again, liner locks, excellent action, thick, heavy, razor blade sharp, excellent, I mean razor blade. This might be one of the sharpest ones yet. Just all in all, a beautiful, beautiful knife. The Grandus, guys. The last one is right here. Now this is about to be replaced when I open that box here in the next day or two with that neurohaptic or whatever it is by Civivi. But this is a Sentinel Strike. You want to talk about tactical / EDC, look at that blade. You've got 3 different styles of grinds on the blade, that swedge, dual thumb studs, a button lock right there that's fidgety, a thumb stud or a thumb flipper right there. excellent jimping on the top that is aggressive enough to feel, and it goes a good length down the blade, so you got good jimping right there. Big enough for your fingers. It is a reversible pocket clip that's left-handed or right-handed, tip up only. Good G10 inserts here, aluminum handle with G10 inserts. I mean, this thing, look at this knife, look at that. Look at that blade, how tactical that looks, how EDC type that looks. You've got 3 different grinds. One's a hollow, one's a flat. This swedge right up here. So you can do some cutting on this. This is a slicer, this is a cutter, this is a piercer. Look at that. Look at this blade. And you can get these for around 70 bucks, I think. I mean, let me see what the actual price on this is. The Sentinel Strike. You can get the Sentinel Strike for, oh, I'm wrong. Ooh, it's more. This is $89.99 right now, or $89.25. But I've seen them on sale a little bit less than that, but 90 bucks. And I'm telling you, I'm not a big Civivi fan. You guys know that. So when I opened that knife and got this thing out and loved it as much as I did, it has turned me around on Civivi. I love this knife. If you guys do not know, check out the Sentinel Strike and you will love it. And the last knife, the icing on the cake. I don't EDC this because of how big it is, and I knew I was going to like it, but I didn't know how much I would like it. I love big, heavy, beefy knives. If you guys know, I've fallen in love with this knife. This is the Vanguard Sheepdog XL by Kaiser. 154 chunk of steel. And I mean, this is a chunk of 154. Full steel liners all the way down the handle. It is a liner lock. Carbon fiber handles. It is a right-handed only tip up carry. So it's not ambidextrous, but I don't care about that. Look at that blade. Look at that blade. This thing is massive. You can chop a tree down with this thing. You can food prep with this thing. I've got this thing so razor sharp. Oh my gosh. All in all, one heck of a knife. And these things are, you know, just look how big that flipper is right there. There's no jimping on it, but again, it's so big you don't need it. Your finger ain't falling off of that. Just excellent action. I love this knife. Gosh almighty, I love this knife so much. Just too big to EDC. I've tried it and it's so big and heavy. It does weigh down your pants a lot. But, you know, I want to walk into a place where they don't expect something like this and just jerk it out and start, you know, envelope opening or something like that. Just, you know, walk in. Somebody got a knife I can use for a second? I need to cut open this envelope or a box. And I jerk out this and hand it to them and they're like, what the heck is that? I mean, just an excellent knife. Look at that. The Vanguard. Now the Sheepdog XL is a little bit smaller. This is the Vanguard Sheepdog XL. So it's even bigger. This sucker is massive and I love it. But guys, those are knives that have absolutely blown me away. They were better than I expected. Maybe one day I'll do knives that, no, because I don't want to talk down on knives. They're all great, even ones that aren't as much as I hope they would be. So I don't want to do that. That'd be a horrible video to make. But what knife do you guys have that you were impressed by so much more than you thought you would be? What knife do you have that was far more than you ever expected? Maybe you didn't expect much, but once you carried it, it wore on you and you ended up loving it more than you ever thought you would. Give me a story like that. What knife do you have? What knife did you have from the past? You know, let me hear it. I'd love to hear it. Guys, remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's make this thing grow so that everybody sees the opportunity to get on that $200 giveaway. It helps me. I appreciate it more than I can say, guys. Thank you so much. We're growing every single day, bigger and better than I ever thought I could, and it's all because of you guys. Thank you very much. I can't wait till March the 3rd. We're having that big giveaway, and I'm excited. Remember, a sharp knife equals a happy life. I'm Chris, the Unprofessional Dad, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with an amazing unboxing.